You're watching Drakewing Gaming. Enjoy the video.
Hey guys and gals, Nary here from Drakewing Gaming. Instead of me on Twitter, the Gaming Dragon, today I'm coming back at you with the Let's Play episode of Moonlight Castle. So y'all, before we jump into it, just wanted to let y'all know that our Patreon is now up for as little as $5. Y'all can help support the channel, get some awesome rewards like permanent access to our community Discord server and full access to upcoming Not Safe for Work videos. All that for as little as $5, y'all. Let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Alarm chain, you are up, and let's go. Alright. Which one was Blake? Him, okay. I'm willing to go along with this. The pros outweigh the cons, and I'd hate it if you were to get lost or worse. You're really agreeing to go with him? Why? Didn't you hear what he just said? Patrice probably couldn't believe that someone would buy it, as the whole situation was nothing but strange. Because I'm his friend, though sometimes he's a little chaotic. A trip in the woods sounds fun, and Clyde could really use a break. He asked us to only visit this cat. He asked us only to visit this castle, and you guys completely forgot one thing, that it doesn't exist. We go there, enjoy our dinner, and then leave. It does exist! Have you been there? Did you find the place? Well, no, but... You have your answer. It's just him doing his stupid pranks, that's all. Liam looked upset. I could see it on his face. No matter what he said, nobody was going to believe or support him. If only he'd been nicer, maybe this whole thing would have turned out differently. Fine, as long as you guys are coming, I don't care about the details. Since today's no good, so tomorrow? You really don't want to wait for the weekend, do you? Blake shook his head as Liam stared at the wolf. I'd never seen the lynx being this persistent before. I suppose I'll change my plans. What about the rest of you? Clyde. That's Clyde, yep. Okay. Tomorrow night is troublesome for me. I have to organize my notes and study materials for an upcoming exam. Clyde, take your schedule and burn it. You're gonna make yourself busy no matter what. I wasn't asking you. Besides, you'd already memorized most of the materials anyway. I know that for a fact. You'll be blamed for ruining my perfect scores, and I'm going to be very sad if my grades aren't the highest. Blake revealed the precious folder again and dangled it in front of Clyde. The dragon clearly required an extra push. I'll rearrange my plans. Are you satisfied? Dylan finished his food, and then he burped as loud as he could before he started talking over them. I don't care when. I'm always available. Take my number and text me. Ah, that reminds me. I'm missing some of you guys' phone numbers. Liam went over to each of us to collect our numbers, and then he stopped himself in front of the other feline. Are you coming? The tiger mulled it over. What Blake had said earlier kind of helped him change his mind, as he gave in to logic rather than irrational fear. It's a group activity, and with you guys I won't be alone, so I suppose it's fine. Everyone could kind of see that he still had some doubt. He looked more sad than excited. He was pretty much pressured to join us, but nobody wanted to bring it up because all of them believed he'd have fun in the end. Can I ask a question? Sheepishly, I raised my hand. We're 8 people, and Ryan's car doesn't fit all of us. How do we get there? I'll rent a minivan, and Ryan can drive it. Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. I wasn't thinking about cramming everyone in my car anyway. I mean, we'd fit, but the ride would be painful. Since I've decided to join the party, I'll assist you in making dinner. Is that fair? Ryan gasped at the thought of getting to enjoy dinner made by Russell. Oh my god, yes! I'd totally like to learn your way of cooking and watch it up close. Understandable. I'll provide the tools and the labor. Meanwhile, you'll be in charge of buying the ingredients. I'll give you a list later. Ryan was so excited that he couldn't stop shaking from the top of his chair. Guys, this is going to be amazing! I chuckled. His pure reactions were gold, and his positive energy was contagious. It quickly spread all over the table, bringing the mood right up. One after another, everyone finished their food, bid their goodbyes, and went their separate ways, except Ryan, Liam, and me. We stayed at the table because we didn't have any class scheduled immediately after lunch. How are you doing? Is everything fine? Ryan read me like a book. He probably saw from my eyes that I was concerned. I was looking forward to the trip, but this whole thing was kind of giving me a weird vibe. Meanwhile, the lynx was fiddling with his phone, and sometimes he'd shoot me a glance, but wouldn't say anything. I'm fine, Ryan, just tired. Second, y'all. Water time. Oh, yeah. Have some good water. If you say so. You did well today. Huh? What do you mean? You always try to help everyone, even when you don't want to, like how you did earlier. Oh, that. I guess you're right. I don't think I would have done it without your help, though. You did give me the push that I needed to go through with it. Don't be stupid. I did literally nothing. Actually, I could have done more during the talk when everyone was stressed, but I didn't. It just felt like I was being overwhelmed. Blake, on the other hand, tried his best to take control of the situation and defuse it. Now you're the one being stupid. I don't remember it being your responsibility. See? This is exactly what I mean. You're so good at saying the right thing at the right time. I hate to admit that it makes me feel better. Ryan laughed as he looked at me with his big old eyes. I wanted to say I hated it, but that wouldn't be true at all. It was just pride messing with my thoughts. If you like it so much, then you should give it a try as well. Say something nice to me. Now he just wanted to be coddled, and it felt like I was playing right into his furry paws. However, before I gave him an answer, the gears in my head were starting to turn. With a flash of creativity and a spark of genius, I came up with a perfect comeback. I stood up, and now that he was still sitting, I could easily do what I'd been wanting to do for a long time. He'd absolutely not see it coming. Thank you so much for what you've done today. You're such a good boy. I'm so proud of you. I tried my best to hide the cheeky grin I had as I patted his head. Ryan tried to speak, but it seemed a cat got his tongue, or a dog in this case. I thought I might have broken him, as I couldn't understand a single word he was saying, and all that came after were muffled noises. I'd never seen him that flustered. His fur changed color completely. He was flaming red. Strenuously, he got up from his chair and barely managed to utter a goodbye before he dashed out of the canteen. That was the sweetest revenge I'd ever had in years. I wish I had it recorded. Liam was also watching Ryan go, and the lynx was just as speechless as I was. However, shortly afterward, the feline went back to staring at his phone. I wondered if I should talk to Liam. It seemed like he didn't have anyone who would listen to him expressing himself, and who knows if maybe pranks were his way of making friends. Joel, can I talk with you? I guess he took the initiative before I did. I gave him a nod and dragged my chair closer to his. Give me a moment. It's hard to say. He looked flustered, although it was nowhere near at Ryan's level. It's true that I organized this, but I'm not good at talking with people. I'm scared that I'll fuck it up, okay? I don't want them to leave when I say something stupid again. I wanted to comfort him and say a cliche or some sort of encouragement. However, the only response my brain could muster was to merely agree with him that he shouldn't mess up this one, and I could barely keep my mouth shut. I just finished making a group chat. Can you do me a favor? Sure, tell me. I was thinking about hanging out with everyone later today so that I can ask them what they think about the trip and what they expect from it to make sure that all of them feel good about this. What he'd said so far made sense to me, but then he pinched his forehead and let out a sigh. In theory, that should be easy, as it's just hanging out and trying to be friendly. But I can't do it. I don't know how. When it comes to entertaining someone, all I can come up with are stupid ideas that only make people dislike me even more. If I do you that favor by hanging out with everyone, will you also hang out with me? What I said was done tongue-in-cheek, but maybe I could end up liking it. You said everyone, and that includes you too. That's not what I... With a chuckle, Liam interrupted himself. He caught himself walking right into it. Smart ass. Maybe I am. I held my hand out toward him. Maybe you just needed someone who could understand you, and who knows if maybe things will get better. The lynx took my hand, and he grinned as I pulled him up. Did Ryan teach you that? You sounded exactly like him. Maybe it's rubbing off on me, and who knows if one day it'll rub off on you too. Jesus, no, if I ever start spouting motivational garbage, please end me. Should I remind you that Blake was totally about to end you back in the hallway? Second, y'all. Water time. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's the stuff. Well, maybe I wanted that. Liam? Nothing, it was just a joke. Oh, look, I got you again. No, I don't think it was. Do I look that stupid? I'm not answering that. You're such an ass. Apparently our bickering was quite fun this time around. The jokes he made were definitely still stupid, but at least he wasn't being annoying. I felt as if he was making an effort not to cross a line, and I genuinely enjoyed it. Then suddenly his phone beeped, which brought our conversation to an end. I saw a slight bit of worry on his face. Shit, I need to go home. Why? Don't you have... Oh, good. It's just, an appointment. I trust that you'll help me with this. Go and spend some more time with everyone. Let's make them happy and make sure they're all in good mood tonight so that they're looking forward to tomorrow. I didn't say anything as the lynx left the canteen. Part of me was satisfied with the interaction and proud that I'd done something meaningful today. However, the weird feeling I had earlier never really left me. Though I tended to overthink things, so I figured that it was the reason and I simply brushed it off. Soon afterward, my phone was exploding with notifications. Everyone was already texting, filling the group chat with questions and stickers. Lots of stickers. Blake reprimanded them for not paying attention to the lecture, and the chat then slowly died. Although Liam was online, he was the only one who didn't send anything to the chat. I considered shooting him a private message, but ended up not doing so. He said that he was going to be busy, so I thought it was pointless to try to contact him. I looked for a place to sit and waited for my next lecture. The class began, and it was quite uneventful compared to the ones before. I was sitting with just my books and myself, listening to the professor and filling my brain with information that would be useless if I didn't need it for the exam. What's that on the back of the chair? Man. And boy. I don't know what that say. When the class was over, I packed my things and as I walked home, I was thinking about Liam and what he told me. The favor he asked for didn't really affect my plan since I was going to meet up with everyone anyway. Having a walk by myself was a nice change. It was relaxing and quite refreshing. I was trying to figure out who was the first person that I should text. My eyes were glued to my phone as I skimmed the contact list, and I had no idea where to start. Mom. Then I was halted by a phone call. Reading the handle, I gulped, and suddenly it felt like the world had come to a stop. I should really answer it, but I didn't want to. She must know at this point that I've been avoiding her. What excuse could I possibly make this time? The phone kept ringing, and I was starting to freak out. If I answered it, she'd yell at me, or worse, he would, and I was really afraid of that. It wasn't the right time. I wasn't ready to talk with her. I pondered it for so long that the ringing stopped. I looked in silence at the notification for missed calls, and I was waiting to see if there'd be another attempt. However, it remained peaceful. It'd be for the best. I took a deep breath, and then I walked into my apartment. I couldn't think straight anymore, so I put myself on autopilot as I headed for my room. Then I dumped my things on my bed and plopped myself at my desk, where my computer was waiting for me. Which person should I text? Oh wow, there's a lot of people. Oh my god, so many love interests. Jeez, there's 7 love interests. I think I might want to go with, was it Ryan? Ryan was the bear, I believe. Russ, jeez, there's so many people. So many people. Okay. Ryan! Joel! What are you doing? I'm with Russell, hanging out at his place. I hope you didn't make plans because the others will join me soon. What are you talking about? Didn't you read my text? I asked everyone to come here to have some fun and get to know each other a little more. Am I smart or what? That's a great idea. Sorry, I must have skimmed through it without paying attention. I'm on my way there. Awesome! Russell's making something yummy. You better be fast or it's gone. I must hurry then. I stepped away from my computer to pick up all the things from my bed and prepared to walk out. This made Liam's request a lot easier, though I wasn't sure if really all of us would be there. I hoped I'd be able to spend time with the rest of them tomorrow if not everyone showed up today. As I was leaving the building, it occurred to me that I had no idea where Russell's was because I was zoning out in the morning when Ryan was driving me there. Ryan, I don't know where the place is. I messaged Ryan, and thankfully his answer came with an address. Then it was a simple job for my GPS. Should I come pick you up? No need, I'm on my way there. It was fairly close to the college, so that meant I could just walk there. The only hassle was the excessive twists and turns. Now, it made sense why the place was so empty. Its location was really holding it back. Now, unfortunate. One second, y'all. Water time. Ugh. When the place was in my sight, I could also see a familiar figure standing outside, most likely to keep an eye out for me, who didn't know the roads well. The moment our eyes met, he started to run to me, waving his hands and shouting my name. Joel! Joel! Here! I can see you, Ryan. I'm coming. He continued to run for a little bit, then slowed down. It was quite impressive that such a big guy had so much energy to spare. Is everyone inside? I could see him mentally counting before answering me. We're missing Clyde, Dylan, and Liam. I don't know if they're coming, so I'm staying here for a bit. Don't stay too long. I'm going in. The place didn't really change much from that morning. Excluding Blake and Patrice, who were talking with each other at the front counter, there were about 2 or 3 customers. Russell was quietly listening to the two. His eyes followed me as I made my way to the counter. The two didn't notice that I'd arrived until I was sitting down. Nice. Joel came. I think you should ask him about this. What's going on? Dylan has ignored my messages again. Oh, is he upset for some reason? Yes and no. It's complicated. Sometimes I don't understand it myself. Maybe he's doing that again. The tiger gestured with his paw as if he was trying to make out a shape or emotion, but I couldn't understand it. He then returned to his beer and continued to take a big sip. I know what he's doing. Doing what? I'm sorry, that's private. I can't tell you without his permission. Thanks for hearing me out, though. Patrice let out a sigh as he extended his arm forward. He was almost touching Russell's face. I want more beer, please. No, you drank almost the entire bottle. The bull then lifted the nearly empty bottle so that everyone could see it, trying to get his point across. What kind of bartender doesn't serve drinks? Come on, it's almost dinner time. Just another cup. 5 p.m. isn't dinner time, Patrice. Don't you want to be paid? I can afford it. I'll serve something only if it'll sober you up. I'm not drunk, just tipsy. Patrice laid on the counter and glanced at all of us one by one. As his eyes met mine, it became obvious that he was plotting something. A mischievous grin took shape on his face. 1 second, y'all. Alright, actually, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Anyway, I love you all. I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!